Today I'm going to make the front of the book that we are doing the tangle patterns in, and that's from tanglepatterns.com. I'm a CZT and I wrote here from one end to another. So I'm gonna do something about the front here. The back side I did wrap a piece of paper around that. Just a plain piece of paper that I can take off again at any time. And I did that to make sure that this page or the cover of the back side will be nice and be kept nice until I'm ready to make some tangles on that side. But for now I am going to concentrate about the front because I want that to be all done. But I'm going to make a pattern here on the front, and I'm going to make one of my own pattern. I did send that to tanglepatterns.com, so it might come in there one day. This pattern is called 5 Petals, and it's quite easy, and you can make it as a small pattern or you can make it as a big reticular when you do it. So I'm going to make one of those right here. And I'm starting with this circle. Now I just need my pen to be able to write here so that you can see what I'm doing. There we go. So that's the start of this, and I'm going to aura that. And if you make it really big on a tile, you can make a gem inside this little circle if you want to. Then I'm going to make the petals of the flowers. And I'm making these half circles, and I'm making 5 of these. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Like that. And I'm gonna do that by auraing it again. So I start at the same point as before and end at the same point. So I take off and I land. And I forgot the very first step, relaxing and gratitude, but I will try to remember that next time. Do this one more time. Like that. Then I go from the middle of my flower and out here, making a dot, and from that one I am making this curved line, and there you can see the petals. And I'm doing this on all 5 of these. You don't need to make the dot on top, but that can make it easier, so that you have a place to start. And here. And on this last one. And then I'm gonna do it here as well. So in between these I am putting a tiny dot and making the same kind of shape so that I get a tiny petal here in between. And I'm doing that between all my petals. Like that. And I'm always doing these small lines here when I'm making my 5 petals. Like that. And that's your 5 petals. You can decorate it as you want to. You can color it in. If you make it really big, you can even make tangles inside of it. I like to make this weighing thing here in the end of each petal. I like the effect that that gives. There we go. So that's the pattern, 5 petals. That's one of my patterns. Anyway, I'm going to make a few more of these on this page, and then I will be back. So I made a few more flowers, my 5 petals here and there, and I am going to color them in. I have this silver jelly roll, and I'm going to make the inside of my flower here silver, the inside circle, and I'm gonna do that by all of these. But you can leave them as is, or you can color them in just like I do. I'm gonna do that here as well. There we go. I like that. So that's a good start. I'm actually gonna take my micron again and just outline this, because I did get a tiny bit over the edge here and there with my silver. So I'm just making sure that I can see the black outline. On all my flowers here. And the last one. There we go. I like that better. Put that away. Then I'm just going to put some colors in there, and I'm kind of loving blue, so I took my blue colors, a purple and a white color pen, and I'm just going to color in these flowers just like I feel like. And you can do it just like you want to in your book. You could also leave them just in the way they are when they're just with the black line. And I'm going to take myself really good time to do this, so I might not show you all my coloring in here, because it would be a very long video then. But here I'm starting with a middle dark blue. This is my darkest one. So I'm starting with this dark but not too dark blue. And I'm not pushing the color into the paper. I'm just letting my pen slide over the paper here. And this little piece here as well. There we go. Then I'm going to take the really dark one and I'm going to push that into the paper here in the corners where I want my shadow. So I'm doing this little piece really dark. And then I'm going to take a lighter blue and color the rest in. And let's see, I'm gonna make the next one a bit lighter. So I'm starting with my purple here. Then I'm taking my really dark blue here, and again I am making the shadow here in each end. Like that. And I'm using my dark purple again also here at the shadow place. And then I'm going to my white color here, and I'm just going to color the rest here white. The brown paper will change your color a tiny bit, so have that in mind as well when you're coloring in these flowers, if you do. Just like that. I'm gonna take my purple again and just make a light purple color over the white that we just did. And I'm just going to continue color the flowers in, making sure that my shadow here is very dark and also in here. And I will do that all over here, and then I will be back. I got all my flowers drawn in or colored in, and I used my PN Micron PN, this one, to draw up the outline of all my flowers, because it kind of disappeared in the coloring. So I just take my time and draw all the lines one more time. turning my book so it is lying right for me to draw on. There we go. So this took quite some time, and that was one of the reasons why I didn't want to show you me coloring in all these flowers, because that was really a big job to do. But I really like the result of it, and I still have the white paper on the back side to protect that one. So what I'm gonna do is taking this self-adhesive film, and you can get that in all kinds of different adhesives. This is having some structure on the surface. You can get it all flat if you want that, but I think this could be kind of cool. So what I do is that I am taking this, because this is the straight edge that I have. I cut out a piece that fits around my book cover. So I am just pulling back the paper from the adhesive, and I'm going to place it up against the end here of the paper. I don't want it out on this fabric thing here, but I want it here on the paper. Then I have this thing here that I'm going to use to make sure that this is sitting exactly as I want it, with no air bubbles. Pulling a bit of the paper and making sure that it sits really nice and tight on the book. And I think my piece here is a bit too long. So I'm just going to take my scissor and cut it off around here. Like that. The more you're pushing this down, the less air bubbles you get, and the easier it is to see the pattern through it. But this has this surface thing here, so it diffuses the colors a bit, and I kind of like that. But you can use the one that is all smooth, and you will have a very bright colored, and it would look like it's just having this tape put over it. I don't know if I'm explaining that good enough. So I'm going to turn my book around like that, and I'm going to cut in actually I'm going to cut in this bigger, wider angle here, so that's the line that I'm cutting in, or cutting out, and I'm gonna do that in both of these corners, turning it around and doing it here as well, like that. Then I am going to open my book, making sure I have only the side here. I don't want to have the side contained in the tape here, so I want only this side. And I'm starting at the top piece and making sure that I stretch these adhesive over the edge, so I get a really nice edge here, no air bubbles in it. And I'm using this again to make sure that all the air bubbles is out. And I'm doing the same again down here, making sure my edge is really nice and smooth. And I'm removing air bubbles that can be trapped in here, like that. And then the last piece is the top here, or the end piece. And I'm just doing the exact same thing here. Making sure the glue from the adhesive paper will really catch the front of my book here, so I'm pretty sure that it will stay on there and cover my front forever. So that is how my book cover looks now. It's nice and protected in edges and corners. So that was it for this video. I hope you liked this idea. You can use that on different kind of books, and it will protect your drawing and your artwork on the outside of your book. That was it for today. I hope you liked this. Thank you for watching. Have an attitude of gratitude.